All right, welcome to another episode. So we all know this Sunday it's the 2017 Royal Rumble, and this is one of the big pay-per-views because basically it's going to lay out all the storylines for Wrestle. It lays out all the storylines for WrestleMania. Uh, this Royal Rumble looks pretty good, and I hope it is because the last few have been a little bit disappointing. We all know the famous Royal Rumble from a few years ago with Roman Reigns and The Rock being booed out of the building in Philadelphia. So and last year wasn't too thrilling either. But I think this show is going to have a few surprises and a few familiar faces and some new ones. So let's take a look quick at the whole match card. The kickoff show will have Sasha Banks and Nia Jax. I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to complain. I mean, Sasha Banks, she's right up there next to Charlotte in the women's picture, and she's thrown back into the kickoff match. I mean, but I guess there's only so many spots. And next is the tag team champions. Cesaro and Sheamus are going to be defending against Gallows and Anderson. And since since Gallows and Anderson came from Japan last year, they haven't done anything. They've gotten tons of tag team shots, title shots, but they've always come up empty. Will this Sunday be different? I don't know. Depending if they're thinking about splitting up Cesaro and Sheamus, but I doubt that's going to happen. They've clicked, and it's been a successful team up. Then you're gonna have another match in the kickoff show. This is the proverbial throw everybody in together. It's Becky Lynch, Nikki Bella, Naomi versus Alexa Bliss, Mickey James, and Natalia. What this match does, I have no idea. I guess it'll set up some storylines for these women going forward into WrestleMania. They'll feature the Cruiserweight Championship, which is Rich Swann versus Neville. I think we'll see Neville come away with the championship. The Cruiserweight Championship division needs a big name. I mean, I'm not saying Neville's a big name, but he is. He's pretty popular and he's well known. And his first run when he debuted from NXT, it's I don't know. They gave him that dumb gimmick with the cape, and he looked like a wizard. And I don't know. I said it when he was in NXT that he wasn't going to fit in too good because he had a bad accent. He can't talk on the mic, and he had his face looks funny. I mean, I'm not being mean. I'm just thinking what they think on TV. He has those big ears. But I mean, the guy's his body is he looks chiseled, and he's one of the greatest athletic wrestlers in the world today. But I think it's a good idea to put Neville in the cruiserweight division, have him be a dominant champion in the cruiserweight division, so that way it could build some credibility. Make them give these guys some minutes. I mean, right now on Raw, that you can't take these guys serious. They give them 3 minutes. 3 minutes. Notice every week on Raw, they give these guys 3 minutes to show their stuff. And and if you're a real wrestling fan, cruiserweight matches, they need to go at least 10 minutes so that these guys could get their stuff in. The, they're trying to promote the 205 live show, which features the cruiserweights. I mean, come on, you got to give it. You got to feed it a little bit. Then you have the Raw Women's Champion Charlotte Flair, who is undoubtedly the number one female star in WWE and probably in all of wrestling. We all know they're sporting that her pay per view record, which is I think 13-0 now or 14-0. So she's been dominant, and she's going to be taking on Bayley, that'll be her. This is a big test for Bayley. They have big plans for Bayley as far as the women's division. She appeals to that young demographic. She could sell a lot of merchandise, make a lot of new young female fans and maybe some male fans. Uh, will she win this one? No, no, not now anyway. Maybe later down the road at WrestleMania, but don't expect Bayley to come away with the women's championship. So then we have the the much anticipated WWE Universal Championship. Uh, Champion Kevin Owens is going to take on challenger Roman Reigns. And the gimmick in this match is that Chris Jericho is going to be suspended above the ring in a shark cage. Why? So he won't interfere. This has been done. This gimmick's been done before, where there's been somebody suspended above the ring. Uh, why above the ring? I mean, why not at ringside? I don't understand this. It's distracting when you have the guy suspended above the ring, but that's maybe so nobody will come and some outside interference to open up the cage, and I guess it'll be much harder for somebody to free him. But if somebody is gonna take their trouble to free him, shouldn't they just get involved in the match themselves? You know, I don't. I'm looking into it too much, but the other stipulation to pay attention is that they've made this now a no disqualification match. So, see, that doesn't make sense if you really think about it. So they made it a no disqualification match, but they use Jericho. They're putting Jericho above the ring in a shark cage so he can't interfere. I don't know. Doesn't make sense. But listen, that's the clue right there. No disqualification. Something screwy is going to happen. Something's is going to happen where with Jericho, he's going to get free. He's going to do something. Maybe he'll drop a weapon into the ring. Maybe he'll find a way to get out. I don't know, but that's the clue, and that's what I'm going to use my prediction on. And no, much to the dismay or my pleasure, because I don't like Roman Reigns and I don't want to see him near the Universal Championship. I think I'm predicting now Kevin Owens is going to come away from the Royal Rumble still WWE Universal Champion, and I'll explain it a little later. But yeah, I don't think Roman Reigns is not gonna win, because in the next match, which is for the WWE Championship featuring AJ Styles and John Cena, I don't think they would have two title changes. They'll have one, and I don't think they'll use it on Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns. So with that said, AJ Styles versus Cena, we've seen them have 3 matches, I believe. Their match at SummerSlam was voted Match of the Year by PWI at the year-end awards. AJ they've given it to him. I'm glad. He deserves it. He is probably right now the best wrestler in the world. Since his debut, I mean, if you haven't followed him before his WWE debut, he's been all over, and he's been successful all over. And I think he's gone up a couple notches now since he's been in WWE. His mic work has been fantastic. He's traditionally been a babyface his whole career. WWE has used him as a heel, predominantly as a heel, and he's done well. He's done well, and he's gone over on John Cena clean a few times. So, but listen, it's gonna happen where John Cena, you wrestle John Cena enough, he's eventually gonna win, and I think they're gonna use this opportunity to give John Cena another championship, and this is going to break his 16th. This is going to tie Ric Flair with 16 title reigns. I've said it in my other videos. To me, these 16, the number of title reigns, don't impress me. You win those titles 16 times. It means you lost it 15 times, and it means you're going to lose 16 times. And what I'm impressed is how long the title reign is. Like in the 70s, I always say this: Bruno Sammartino held it for 8 years, lost it, then held it again for four. Backlund in the late 70s, early 80s held it for 5 years. Hogan in the 80s held it for 6 years. That to me tells me that the champion has long lasting power. But those days are done. I understand that. You know, the title is defended almost every week, sometimes twice a week on TV and then on pay per view. So it's different. But I mean, I'm not a Cena fan, but I know a lot of people who are not Cena fans, and even some who are, don't want to see him tie Ric Flair. But who cares? Who cares? Does it really mean anything? I mean, but that'll have him winning will have implications, because then now we'll quickly move on to the Royal Rumble match, which is, I guess, the main event, right? So far, there's 30 participants. They've only announced 22, and of course, they do that because they'll use the remaining slots for surprises, and they'll debut some new names, and we always see an old name from the past come back, as a one-time thing. But the big names, we saw it at the end of Raw. Undertaker, Goldberg, and Brock, they all stood in the ring together. That was pretty cool, in my opinion. You never see those three in the ring. And of course, the stipulation with the Royal Rumble match is whoever wins gets to face the champion at WrestleMania. And but now this year, and again, there's the WWE has two brands and two champions. So, as like in the past, the Royal Rumble winner will have the option of facing either champion, and now being he'll have the option of facing the WWE Universal Champion or the WWE Champion, the Raw and SmackDown. So that these are clues to look at, and I think they'll, since we just said Kevin Owens, I think, is going to hold the WWE Universal title, and Cena's going to win. I would think that at WrestleMania, the marquee matchup would be to face John Cena. So this is, if you will follow the storyline. So I think the winner will face John Cena. So that pretty much eliminates anybody from Raw challenging John Cena, winning and challenge a Raw superstar winning it and challenge John Cena, because I don't think they want to mess with the chemistry. And I don't think somebody from SmackDown. I don't think there's a big name from SmackDown that's a real possible winner. So that's why I'm going to say the Undertaker, and it's in the title of the video. And you say, Frank, well, why the Undertaker? Well, it's pretty much known. Goldberg and Brock Lesnar, none of them are gonna win, because there's pretty much it's laid in stone that they're gonna have their rematch at WrestleMania, and I don't really see anybody else coming away that would be a big blockbuster matchup at WrestleMania. So and now we say again, why the Undertaker? Well, why is he in the Royal Rumble? He hasn't been in the Royal Rumble in years. So why this year? Because this, I think, is going to be this is the Undertaker's farewell tour. The guy's over 50. And again, I always say, listen to the clues. The Undertaker, when he came out again a few months ago, when he returned, he said that WrestleMania will no longer define him. Then again, and he threatened the SmackDown Survivor Series team, and then he showed up on Raw, and when he told in his promo, he said he goes where he wants, when he wants, and nobody will tell him. So see, that's a clue right there. That means he's telling you he could go on Raw or SmackDown. He's not bounded to any brand, so he's neutral. So, and again, they want the Undertaker to have the biggest match at WrestleMania, and that's why I think Cena will win, because this is the dream match. This is the big match, and it's the Undertaker's final. It's going to be it's his farewell tour. Not saying that he's going to retire, but this is his pretty much last go round, and the time is running out for the Undertaker and versus Cena at WrestleMania. They got to do it now or never. And I have my friend James. He's freaking out about that. He thinks that Cena's going to not only have the 16 titles, he's going to have the record, but he's also going to beat the Undertaker at WrestleMania. I made a video about that. Why it's bad for business. There's no way. Listen, there's no way that Cena will beat the Undertaker at WrestleMania. It's not going to happen. First of all, the crowd will rebel. They'll hate Cena more. They'll really hate Cena, and the Undertaker going out a loser is not how you want to end the story. I think that the Undertaker will beat Cena for the title at WrestleMania, and then the next day drop it. And we'll have to, and this it'll be clear because right after the Royal Rumble, uh, 2 weeks after the Royal Rumble, SmackDown is going to have a pay per view, the Elimination Chamber. They're bringing that back, and the WWE Championship is going to be defended in the Elimination Chamber. So I think that this will be a big push to make John Cena strong again. You know, he hasn't won a match. He hasn't. In all due respect, he hasn't. Well, not respect to him, but he hasn't won a match, a big match on pay per view in a long time. Not that I can remember. He's pretty much he got hurt last year, and then he lost to Styles a few times. So I think it's time for him to come back. And if you see the clues, he debuted again with new merch. They're gonna push him because Cena's leaving. He's gonna leave again after WrestleMania. I think he has a new movie debuting, and I think he's scheduled to film another movie, so it'll make sense. And I think after the Undertaker wins at WrestleMania, he'll probably, I think, drop the belt, forfeit the belt, and they'll probably have a tournament for it. But I mean, and now before we leave, out of the 22, who are going to be some surprise entries? There's the big, strong rumors that Samoa Joe's going to debut. There's rumors that he's going to have a big match at WrestleMania or an important match. They're going to put him in a feud. I think maybe James Ellsworth might show up. You know, they usually have a comic relief. Probably maybe a Rich Swann, the cruiserweight champion. If he's still the champion, he'll probably go in there just to promote the cruiserweight division. How about Tyler Bate, the UK champion? You know, it's an important tournament. Why not have wouldn't the UK champion want to come in and have a shot at going to WrestleMania? Another big angle for WrestleMania. We've been waiting for this for a long time, and they teased it. Another clue. You saw it Monday. It caused Seth Rollins to lose when Triple H's music started to play, and he got distracted. So I think maybe Seth Rollins is going to come into this, and maybe they'll do another trick where Triple H's music will play, and he'll get eliminated. I think. And for the last month now, ever since Wrestle Kingdom 11, we've heard Kenny Omega. The rumors on social media, he's teasing it. He just went on social media and said he's not coming. He said he hasn't signed with Japan, and he's going to sign with New Japan, in February. And I don't know. Is he working the crowd? Is he working the fans? I don't know. It would be interesting to see. Randy Orton, he might go in. I mean, not that he's going to win. I'm just throwing names out there to fill in the rest. And then another guy from NXT, Ty Dillinger. He looks like he's ready to make the jump to the main roster. And then maybe we'll have a name from the past, an old wrestler come back. They always do that. We saw, I think, last year, Diamond Dallas Page entered the Royal Rumble. Uh, and that, before we close out, I'm gonna do the final four, which is always pretty. It's always a fun thing to predict the final four, the last four, and that tells you a lot of what they think of the wrestlers who are in there. And Dean Ambrose has been one of the last four, I think, the last couple of years. He's a workhorse. Not this year, I don't think. I think, of course, the Undertaker will be one of the last combatants. Uh, I think maybe Seth Rollins will be. So that's two. I think over from SmackDown, maybe giving him a push, Baron Corbin, and maybe the Miz. Who knows? I don't know. Or maybe it'll be Samoa Joe if they're really serious about giving him a push. You tell me what you think in the comments, and give me your opinion about your predictions, and if you don't like my predictions, or if you do like them, right? So like and subscribe, and I'll see you in a couple days.